Hey guys, how's it going? It's June 28th, just 1 minute before 9 p.m. Eastern. And this is another part of the Barstow that I was going to show tonight. As you can see, we got some noise going on. I'm going to acquire this trim engine here. And we're going to start going here in a minute. So there's a few things that you got to do. Earlier today I showed, let me just, alright, let me go up here for a second. Hopefully that's just the brakes. Okay, we're good. So yeah, we're just about to start. We agreed to start at the top of the hour. So, there's another post on new members and attitude. Enjoy. I just posted that one because something literally drove me over the deep end earlier if you watched my latest video. But anyways, back to business. What I enjoy doing, and I don't like dealing with all that crap, to be quite honest. I am going to go in because I want to teach people. I want to teach people how to do things. You got a question, ask it. So anyways, here we go. Going into Barstow. Today's June 28th, so there's a subject that's already started. Dinner time right now. I'll be back in 1 hour or so. Okay. Roger that. Here we go. Recording is going on. So, normally you just post a message to say that things are starting. He's already posted that he's probably started. So he's got the hump rolling. This is a two-man operation in Barstow. So there you can see he's... Mikey's the server owner for California is headed that way. I'm running trim today, which is why I applied for that, or applied. What am I tired? I got applications on the mind now. All of a sudden, acquired the trim. So this is the matrix that I showed later. One of my previous videos on Barstow today. Mike is on the R. He's on over in the corner here. I can just go there. It doesn't really matter at this point. We're following this game plan here. So what we want to do is I'll get out of the forum. I'll even get out of my email. And then we'll go right into form. If you're into the registry already, there's links to how to get to the registry in the actual Wikia. But go to live form here. Put your name. You have to be registered and accepted. And type Barstow, or B for Barstow. Trim. Status. Work. Now, normally you're doing a route if you're running a train, but in this case we are doing a switching district because we are going to be recording total time. And I'll submit this. I'm probably getting somebody yapping at me here. Okay, so somebody saying bye-bye. So just indicating why I'm delayed there for a minute because we were supposed to start a few minutes ago. So we are all set. Of course, when you're decoupling from anything, you want to apply a fair number of brakes. The other thing too is Control F7. Once you've closed the angle cocks, I did a Control F7 somewhere in there. You'll see that the everything was bled. Then we can open the coupler. Sure, short hood trails on that way. I'll turn that on. And away I should go. Oh, I'll keep that on, sorry. Let's make sure I'm okay here. Ooh, that's tight. Whoa. I'm going way too fast. I gotta stop at that next switch. Off to a bang, so they say. So that was for the outbound train that's sitting there. Cross over and get on board here. I think I'm supposed to be on this side. Yeah, I had the throttle on notch 1 and it picks up real quick. A little louder here too. I like to have the volume up a little bit, so hopefully you can hear my instructions okay. Actually, I'll turn it down a bit so I can't hear myself. There we go. That's a little better. You probably didn't see that anyways, but so I'm coming out of the local yard lead. That's just my can of pop here. I had my little snack. Again, a little bit too much throttle. So Mike, which is his tagline is Rice, whatever that is, 3985. Whoops, don't want to run into the engine. That's him and I communicating back and forth. There's others on the server as well. So I'll set this up here. So what that's all about is we're constantly communicating as to what we're doing. Just so that we're not going into each other's pumps or trims or what have you. So now I'm going to take a look at the instructions here. I know what they are, but I just want to make sure this is what you should be doing. So I am the trim today, and I'm going to trim bell. This is the first hump. Let me just make sure. So I want to make sure that he is humping 9 first. There's a reason why that was put in order. If you'll see in my other video, let me just see. Okay, so I'm letting him know that we're going for Bell, which is located in track 106. And that's about it for, other than that, block build back bar, which is going to be due probably tomorrow sometime, and local yard sorting. So that's all there is to do. So I'm going to probably build that tonight once I get Bell over. We got 75 minutes available. This is an automated entry from what we're doing. So here we go. Oh, I gotta check the track again. 106. So the reason why we're doing the time right now in California, and this is an adjustable item. Changes depending upon demand. Can be adjusted by the server, the server owner, I should say. We are running a 40-day cycle. A 40-day cycle means that every day 36 minutes of a 24-hour clock goes by. Now you can see the clock up there is at 17:08. That is Pacific Standard Time, not Pacific Daylight Time. It is currently 21:08 in the east as we do this. So the actual time on the server doesn't represent what the cycle time is. The cycle time right now, I believe, is about 1:30 in the afternoon, give or take. I know we have to get the Cadiz local out. I may be sorting that tonight for them. I'm not sure. Just to give them a break. It depends how much time. So time is a very important factor in everything that happens in Barstow. And the biggest thing is not so much other yards. It's Bakersfield is very important. San Bernardino is not too bad. I'm finding that there's a lot of flexibility in San Bernardino. We just started using a time system there as well, to the chagrin of a few people. But basically, I'm making sure that things are in place. So he's rolling to R9 from the west. Roger that. Almost at Bell. Control F8 to put the tags on. So again, you had this communication. Now, the reason why it's a two-man crew is because here I am going inside at the very same time we're synced. Oops, stop that. I'll turn the bell off. So we're synced as far as time, and the important thing there is logistics. Making sure that we don't do too much at one time. Barstow, for example, has always been a very popular yard. It hasn't been as popular as of late. My suspicion to that is because Mike and I run it all the time. And we've just become... people get specialized in certain things. Next Thursday, for example, I'm not going to be running. He will be. So we're looking for somebody. If you're interested in this, the YouTube video is going up probably later tonight. If all goes well. If not, it'll be up tomorrow. Which will be the date I said originally, plus 1 day, I guess. It'll be Wednesday. So I'm going away for a 4-day, the July 4th weekend. Actually, in Canada today is July 1st, which is Friday, so I'm going away the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Which is nice, because I don't have to worry about a server. Okay, so I got the bells. I'm all connected here. Now you gotta watch the speed coming out. So we're going to north departure yard 2. Now normally when I'm trimming I like to take 2 tracks worth, but in this case there's really no other ones to worry about. If it is around 1400, it's actually before 1400. Lovelock would be the next one I would take. But he's humping that right now, so I may come back for that later. And you're going downhill here, so you gotta... usually you'll have to put the dynamics on, which I just started, as you can hear now. And I'm gonna have to normal the switches to get over to the north yard. The ones that I just reversed coming from the local. That's a train all ready to head out. It's been released for a few days now. It's an empty grain train, just one engine. Roger that. Almost clear. Let me just take a look at that. Am I clear yet? I thought I put the counter on. Oh. When did I put the counter? I must have put the counter on way too early. Okay. So before I can give him the clear, I got to make sure that I am definitely either clear or in a position that I know I'm going to keep on rolling. So instead of stopping him, in real life there would be a lock until I was totally out of the entire hump yard. I've been told by that by others, and my thing with that is what I tell them is everything in Run8 for the most part is realistic track plans. Barstow, however, because of resources, memory, which it was a factor in version 1, which apparently isn't going to be as much in version 2, has some restrictions. There's only 14 bowl tracks. Well, in the real Barstow, there's probably, I think, 100. Everything else is laid out fairly nicely, but let me get that switch. Turn the bell off. So I like to slow down. The walking speed's a little faster to my liking, but that's okay. And while I'm about to go, he can start going. And I can grab on him as he's heading through. Okay, back in. Not quite clear. Oh yeah, I'm clear now. So oops, I'm going a little bit too fast. 10-mile-an-hour speed limit over reverse switches. So now this is where our interaction stops for now. It may come up again later if 114 fills up. In some nights, and this is what I was getting at as far as the different things involved in the interaction. The reason why this is a two-man crew is because the hump and the trim crew are constantly working together. So the hump crew would basically take anything from the receiving yard, shove it down the hump, fill up the bowls, then the trim crew would go ahead and deal with it. Now you can see the hump controller's just come on, which means he's at the hump and I'm clear it. So he's got a clear path. And as I was showing in the video earlier today, let me put the counter back on. 1,500 feet. Oh, let me get out too. I forgot about that part. So here's a few things you can do. A few neat little features that you can set yourself up here. Now, unfortunately, I can't do two things at once, but what I can do is shift F1 to give myself a position. I think you can do as many as 4 positions. So that's basically the conductor getting out. Now I can go ahead and continue. And I got the counter to tell me how far I got. I forget where I was saying. The hump controller is going. Oh yeah, we were talking about the difference between this Barstow and the real Barstow. So where there's, we try our best to simulate it as close as possible, but what happens is in the real Barstow or in most hump yards are divided up into sections, so that if you have a train that comes from, I'm not too sure what train we're doing tonight. To be honest, I can't remember. Let me take a look here. While that is slowing down, hopefully. Oh, didn't slow down enough. I gotta click on because I lost focus. There we go. Let me just go into that real quick. Hopefully it's slowing down enough. Yeah, it is. So the first hump is mod bar, and then the next one's tull bar. Well, mod bar comes from the Mojave sub, and tull bar, so it's a eastbound or a southbound if you want to call it, off of UP. Tull bar comes off of directly in front of me, is coming out of the Needle sub from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, in real life, what would happen is mod bar would be humping, and he's just telling me first car rolling, so I will say Roger. what would happen is the hump would be divided into sub yards or ladders that would form. You don't. As far as I know, and I've heard some people say, well, you can't trim any of it, and I don't buy that because I've seen it. I don't know for sure. I'm not an operator, but logically speaking, I don't see why, if you have a train from Modesto, California, coming off of the Mojave sub, he's not going to hump anything heading north. All he's going to hump is cars potentially going to the LA Basin, although I don't think we have any in RTS that do that. They all go, they all head towards Needle Sub, and vice versa. If Tulbar's coming, it's only going to go to the LA Basin, or it's only going to go towards Bakersfield, and that's it. So you would shut down parts of the yard that didn't have anything to do with it. So I just controlled 1 to put myself back into the position, and I'm going to start lining up the switches to get us into the north departure yard. So what I mean by that is the trim would still have the ability to actually trim the part of the yard where the train was sourced from. Here we don't have the possibility of splitting up yards. We only have 14 tracks, so we lock out certain tracks, but we don't lock all of them out, and then there's times where we stop the hump, unlock it so that we can get in and start humping again, and then we give control back to the hump, if you know what I mean. So right now he was given the okay by me that I'm out of the hump. I'm not going into the bowl whatsoever unless he requires my assistance. If there's something that's not right, or a track is filling up. We don't have a computerized system. We have the RTS system that tells us what cars go where. Why am I putting... See, I talk too much, and then Here, let me just put that down to normal 0. Better be paying attention to what I'm doing, too. That's going into North 2. So I want to... There we go. So really, the conductor here, he doesn't have to do anything but get back on the train afterwards. So I'll go over this way. I'll assume this was already done by another conductor. Let's just start it up at notch. Actually, it doesn't matter. As far as I know, I can stop it just like that. We're going up the hill. And I'll grab onto here. So what I did was I opened up the coupler, but I know the make of this area here. No, I just put it down to notch 3 so it doesn't slow down too quick. So far, so good. You don't want a drastic drop in speed, or else the thing will start kicking, and we don't want that. So we're sitting at 9.9. That's our set cruise speed. And the moment you'll see North 2 will light up right where I've reversed it. There it goes. It just lit up right now. So I'm entering the proper track in North 2. I've got the coupler set. It's not going to kick very far. I don't have to worry about it. I got a very small amount of train to set up. So it's not like a bowl in this sense, and it's more of going uphill. So I can't stop it and let it go from here. Not at 10 miles an hour. I'm going to have to go up pretty close to the ladder, make sure it clears. because it's not going to roll too far. And yeah, we'll assume that conductor's still sitting at the switch, just waiting for us to finish our move, and then he'll restore the switches back to normal. Yeah, he's got a bunch of bells in it, see? Alright, so now I'm in there. Goodbye, cars. And they'll roll a little ways, and that'll be that. So I can get back in the engine here. Good planning, Yardmaster. I'll call him Humpty. We have fun. And yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty good guy to get along with. Mike and I get along great. He's only been a member since January, so I don't have a problem with new members. I honestly, I do not have a problem with new members. I don't have a people problem either. I'm not the most sociable guy. I don't have that many friends, but well, and I'm going too fast because I'm talking. See, that's why. When I talk, I don't pay attention to what I'm doing. It's a mental disorder or something. So yeah, there's my conductor view, where I was earlier. So now I can go back up here and I'll wait till here. Wait till he clears here. That's a fun little yard there. I'll turn the light on. That puts us back in line for so I'm going to head over to local yard. I wish that train would get a crew. Yeah, there's a train in there because what I'm talking about, normally we would release a train in the departure yard, but there's some times where I'll put a crew out of a local yard. We have a 4-track yard alongside the hump. Unfortunately, he doesn't fit the whole thing, so he's blocking the tunnel. I think it's that light there. He's down here. He's actually, there's cars underneath the hump right now. It's that empty grain train I was telling you about. None of the 3 I powered have departed yet. I'm scaring away your new members. I'll type it out, right? Did I type it out right? No, I didn't. Okay, there we go. That's my personality disorder. Am I going forward? Helps if I go backwards. Let's try that again. Yeah, I have the reputation of rubbing people the wrong way. And like I said, I get along. I'm a very nice guy, actually. I try not to be mean. Get along with everybody I work with. But I don't know, sometimes attitudes will easily turn my attitude into something. I don't have a problem with standing up for myself. I was bullied when I was younger, so maybe that's part of the reason why I got the mental toughness. So I either recognize bullies pretty good, or I recognize people with inferiority issues, or I don't know, people who think they have entitlement issues. I get a lot of that here. Believe me, well, I shouldn't say this server because this is no longer my server. I gave it up. It was actually getting to the point where I couldn't really get back into the software. I was starting to lose enjoyment of running, and I didn't want to give up RTS. Run8 has got a huge future ahead of it. So I didn't want to give up those things, but I decided I didn't want to deal with a lot of things. I didn't want to deal with the day-to-day things going on the server anymore. So Mike is basically my apprentice. He's willingly and gone all in, and he's probably got a lot more patience, I guess is the word. Maybe I don't have patience. He's not as stubborn as I am. So if he's willing to deal with some of the things that irritate the hell out of me, then it's only going to help RTS more. You know what I mean? And for me, I'll just... I mean, basically, if I'm going to take... I shouldn't say orders, because none of these guys order me. These are server owners. If I'm going to take questions or criticism or anything, the first two people that I'm going to take it from the most is going to be the server owners, and I don't get criticism. I get nothing but praise. And I'm not saying I need praise. It's not a question that I need praise. I don't need to be praised. I don't need to be worshipped. I don't need 30 people in a forum post telling me how great I am and what a service I am to the community and all that other stuff, and then those 30 people end up deserting you later. When the next big thing comes into town, or the next new forum or server or whatever, and blah blah blah. We've been here since day one, and we're not going anywhere. Because I'm just the founder. This is going to go on beyond me. The software is there. Hopefully I'll have it to a point where it's expandable. You can do its own, people can take it from there. I don't want to leave software that's not going to grow with the changes of... I should have done that one first. I don't want to do the whole software thing where it doesn't grow with the changes. So we're almost at the 30-minute mark here. Or we actually 31-minute mark. My clock is 2 minutes different than his server clock. But that's okay. It's not my server, it's... however his clock is set up, or whatever works. Let's see, I say 9:30 p.m. right now. He's got like 31:40, which is no big deal. Trying to get it at the exact second, you can't do it. It's too much, and all my clocks are not on the exact second of whatever my clock says. Blah blah blah. So yeah, we're about 30 minutes in. Like I said, we got 75 today. Let me double check this. Good. Yeah. So yeah, we got 75 minutes, so an hour 15 minutes. He's in the middle of humping right now. Unfortunately, and the reason why I was mentioning, if you caught that one in the text, was there's a train sitting there that's been released for a few days, and I was joking that I scare members away, but there's a certain little thing that really got to me tonight, and sometimes things get to me. I try not to let little things bother me, but I take a lot of pride in my work. I take a lot of pride in what others do here, so I'm very protective. I don't need any extra. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't need. How about I rephrase this? We actually need, as a group, we need more people running yards. We don't need more people running trains, believe it or not. We need more people doing this kind of thing. We need more people running yards. So I'll do what I can, and this is why I'm starting to expand the YouTube again. This is the 4th video I think I've done today in YouTube, and they're long videos, and they're drawn out just like some of my posts. Hopefully I'm entertaining in them. I want to be at least entertaining. But I'm not spending the time anymore to go editing and processing one 15-minute video at a time. Those days are gone. Roger that. In local yard now. Gotta sort the hard way. So, what I mean by sorting the hard way, let me just take a look what we're dealing with here. So this is the train I'm talking about. This one we actually released, gee, it seems like it was on the weekend. I think it was Sunday. So here he is humping. As he was saying, he only has so many particular cars, and then he'll go and he'll grab the others. But this thing is blocking the tunnel access. We got plenty of tracks available in the receiving, but if somebody else came in right now, this is blocking everything, unfortunately. With AI, the beautiful thing about that is this train would already be gone. It would have been gone probably about an hour or so in cycle time before this. Cycle time may still exist in the new server with AI and all the other server system with AI and everything, but you know, it's going to be questionable as far as how long we can run full course. And this is where it gets into some of the things. So let me just check the cars here because none of these are accounted for. There is a structure to this. So we got some SJVR. Alright. SJVR goes to Bakersfield. Boron stays here. BK also goes to Bakersfield. Obviously BK, Bakersfield. Lone Pine does too, and 770 does. Oh boy. Okay. Now we're gonna have fun. Dang it. Well, this is gonna be a mess. I'll tell you why in a minute. Alright, so the grain train is blocking everything. I think we got one set of Bakersfields here, I think. Or do we? No, we've got Tetra in here? What the heck? Okay. Oh, no, there's still West Colton and all kinds of other garbage in there still. Okay, let me check this one here. SJVR, Bakersfield, Fresno. We got Bakersfield. Oh, maybe it's this track that's Bakersfield. All right. So yeah, it's only a 3-track yard, but unfortunately I don't have an open track. So I've got to get 2 and 4 out here. Well, the only thing I can see doing here, worst part about it, okay, now I'm okay. What I'm going to do, here's the strategy here. I'm going to pull this string here and then tie it to the back of that, and hopefully while doing that, I'm hoping too much. The problem is I got a block in there. I'll tell you why this is. We got the SJVR. That's okay. It's not a problem with the Bakersfield. What complicates things are the Lone Pine and the 770 car. The Lone Pine and the 770 car have to be at the head end of the train. And I don't have nearly as enough room as I need to I actually got to pull this one out first. I got to pull 2 out first. Despite the fact that it's nearly full, I got no choice now. So I got a Mojave block in Ford to dig out. So yeah, we'll do 2 first. So these are some of the things that I mean, yeah, you have Yardmaster's instructions, but at the same time, when you have something like this, and this was the instruction here, hump order listed. Okay, that's the hump. So he's going on to the second hump now. I got bell, and then I got block/build back with local yard switching. That kind of leaves trim. You're on your own at that point. If there's not a yardmaster or a min that can help you, you're basically on your own, and there's nothing you're doing right or wrong. It's basically your call. So it's not. The yardmaster's not always there to make the call. Sometimes the guy switching the yard, it's up to him to figure it out. And in this case, yes, I was the yardmaster who posted those instructions, but I'm also playing the role of the crew who now has to figure out what I'm supposed to do. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to have, I'm going to throw it back into 2. Now, the other unfortunate thing is this side of the yard, because we're going uphill, is, as I mentioned before, in the other yard, it's horrible for kicking. And we got boron, oh my god. I see boron cars, a boron empty here too. Oh well. So I let go of the parking brake and then I hit Control F7. So all of everything there is all set up. I can get out of the way over here. Get moving. And then hit Shift 1 again, so that's the new conductor position from earlier. So I get some notches to get going, but then I'm going to be going downhill, so you got to be really careful. That just accelerates, and then from there. So I got 3,400 just to pull out of that track. Then I got to go grab 4. Fish out the Lone Pine one out of that string, shove down, back down 2. Whoops, and I'm talking too much again. Well, at least I stopped at that time from going over 10. No, the slack pushed over. I don't know what that is, a slack action thing, when all of a sudden the Indy pulls in or something. I don't know. Not the Indy, whatever. See, I know what the hell I'm talking about. So, I'm looking at my clock. I'm not even looking at that clock. I got 9:41 Eastern right now, so approximately 41 minutes in. We've got 35 minutes left. As far as trim goes, so he's rolling west on R11. Should be good. Sorting L4, L2, about 35 minutes to go. So this whole thing about the minutes too, I want to be clear about this. The minutes, we can, if we decide as a group, like where it makes sense to finish a couple moves, you can go under or over. Normally we'll go under if we just finish up a move or something like that, or he finishes up the hump. Or if he's just, most times it's going to be under, but there's some times where it goes over. That's not a hard, sometimes you can go into negative numbers. It's not to be considered a hard limit. It's just to put yourself where things are at the end of the day today. Good to 15 after, yeah. So we're talking about the time now. Just to make it sure. Oh, I'm above 10 miles an hour again. Yeah, the cruise control doesn't work for that section. So I like, the other thing with the YouTube too is I like now that I can just record this video. You can put up with my ramblings or whatever, and I could just go ahead and do my thing. You know what I mean? Because all I gotta do is process the video. I've already done 3 videos today. I don't mind using a little bit of bandwidth. I've actually got the settings down nicely now. And if I didn't have anything to talk, or if there wasn't anything interesting to talk about, like little tidbits of knowledge, think of this as your tutorial session, if you will. So you're coming on, you want to learn everything there is to know about Barstow. I've done it for 4 or 5 years or whatever the hell it is now. I keep saying 4, sometimes 5. But you're basically riding with me, and I'm giving you all the tidbits and nuggets that I have. I'm willing to do that for new users too. The problem is you do it with new users one-on-one, and sometimes they don't like something and they leave, or they got other things to do in their life and they leave. You're teaching a lot of people. You get a lot of turnover. Because this isn't a job that pays money. It's a hobby, and some people will get bored with this after a while. Others, life makes changes. I don't run as many mainline trains as I used to. Quite frankly, it's boring for me. The activity isn't as high as I would like, but for some people, that's all they do, and that's great, because we still need, at the moment anyways, we still need a lot of mainline drivers. But what we want to do is we want to get people who are comfortable working the yards, working the humps, and it's always been the foundation of what RTS is all about. So we got no problems opening up the reins and letting other people do this, because we think about when AI comes in. Holy smoke. Trust me, and I think about these things. This is why I gave up this. This is another reason why I gave up the server. I need to start focusing on what RTS needs to achieve by the time version 2 comes out, because I don't know what other people are thinking about, but I dare mentioned it at one time, and I got the attitude like, well, you can't, or there was a certain forum I was on, well, you can't, we don't want to presume things and blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, I'm hypothetically speaking, if it's like this. So I'm thinking ahead, I'm already planning, always planning ahead. Then once I got a plan in place, I'm going ahead and I'm reevaluating the procedures, seeing what needs to be changed. And I'm always taking input from others too. I got no problem taking input, especially if it's constructive. Rolling into R4. Roger that. I think I just rolled across a switch that was okay. Maybe I should check that. Meanwhile, I'm just putting it to a stop because the counter ran out. This switch will run you into trouble. Trust me. The other, just about last week or whatever, I split that switch. And people make mistakes. I still make mistakes here. So it's not a... Wow. Did I go that far out? Holy smoke. Okay. So now I got to get back into 2. But yeah, basically, the whole idea is to give you, you know, an idea of what I'm thinking, of what certain things are. Once we get down to other jobs, I'm not going to probably go into too much detail, especially if they're videos that you've probably heard of before. Um, we're going to be running in the middle of the desert. I'm not going to be doing too much here. At least there's some action going on. Now I'm coming back right now. A yard like this is full of action. But when AI comes, think about it this way, and this is what I was getting to. So we kind of get this discussion about where AI is going and what's going to happen. This is a 24/7 operation. Barstow is. We run 2-man crews around the clock. This is a Sunday cycle right now, so it's not as busy. We're actually in the busiest part of the day we have been, but there was a time where we were a bit of a lull. Probably going too fast to grab on, but I'm going to do it anyways. Yeah, right. So yeah, you got a hump crew and a trim crew constantly going. You got hostlers who, we don't time the hostlers because quite frankly there's just not enough hostling to do. So he's shoving back towards the hump now, and I'm grabbing this. So this train, right, for example, if this is running 24, let's say it's running 8 hours straight, and we got a bunch of dispatchers, we got people running all over the place, and we got AI, which basically means that grain train would have already been out of here. And there's going to be times where the crew's going to have to stand by while a mainline train comes in. This happens from time to time with us as well, but it doesn't happen nearly as much as it probably would. And there's lulls in that to help out too, to allow it to happen. But when you think about how the 24/7 operation, if we are actually running for hours on end, real time, I mean, think about that. It's going to be insane. It's going to be absolutely insane. Oops, did I let go of the handbrake? I think I did. Whoa, I did now. Surprised I didn't break a coupler there. So this is why I say, when it comes to people who just want to run trains A to B, I think you're going to need us more than we need you. And I mean that, I don't mean that in arrogance. I'm just saying, what we really need, if we need anything, we need people who want to run switchers, who want to sort cars like this, who wants to run humps, who wants to constantly have challenges or be challenged. And if you just happen to want to run a train, you're welcome here too, as long as you're following procedures. So this is why we're very I don't worry about I used to worry about what other servers were doing quite a bit. I don't care now. I haven't cared for about since the announcement of AI. And that's the truth. It don't matter. They do what they want to do, I do what I want to do. Okay, so here's our Lone Pine cut right here. So these are the only two cars that I have seen. Hopefully I didn't miss any. I don't think I've seen any others. So I'm going ahead with the Indie brakes and the dynamics. It's 52 minutes after the hour right now on my clock, or 53:50 if you want to go by this clock. Whatever works. My clock's in bigger numbers than what's on the screen. I'm on like a big screen TV, so he's just coming into the hump now. Like I said, if we don't run exactly on, you know, we run a few minutes over or whatever, it's no big deal. But what we want to do is we want to try to keep as close to the actual cycle time as we possibly can. And that's just to be fair to others. That's to make sure that we don't overdo the yard to the point where there's nothing left to do. So I'm going to go back to control 1, which is basically there. Wasn't that far away, actually. And I got to be careful about what I'm doing at the other end, too. Okay. Let me shift 1 there for a second. I want to make sure I'm okay. Okay, I'm back at that switch there. So everything's fine and funky-dory. So the purpose of the, we're building the back bar. This was one of our instructions. We're also sorting local yard, which is usually where back bar is formed. That track right there to the left we've determined has nothing but Bakersfield stuff in it, which is kind of what we figured it was, but we knew one of the tracks had all Bakersfield stuff. Now I'll give you an example of how far these things kick. And this is the reason why we can't kick from this end. I'll try to get the speed up on this. Oops, I think I'm on the actual... It felt like I was on the boxcar. That looks a little better. Okay. So I'm going to go a full 4 notch. That's as far as you can go without getting above the 1200 mark. It's usually enough to... heavier ones, you need sand. But for that, I'll just get it up to 10 miles an hour to try to shove it as far as I can down there. This train is heavy. I could check to see how many cars, but I'm a little bit busy. Yeah, we're up to 10 miles an hour now, so good enough. We got things to do here, so. Got the Indy. There it goes. Now hopefully it'll stop before those cars stop, but... So it'll roll a little bit. But you'll see it's not going to roll too far. So yeah, he's talking about Tulsa. That's the train he's humping right now. He's got 82 cars, I think it was. We're probably going to go a little bit over tonight, by the sounds of it. Like the KCK twins. KCK twins. He's got some different names for them. It's kind of funny because I know exactly what he's talking about. There's 2 Kansas City trains that are very heavy. There's like over 100 cars. Well, Tulsa was an 80-car train. So what we did there was that block that we just set up is the block for Mojave. There's usually a couple cars. There's usually a car for Lone Pine and then a car for 770, which is an industry chem tool, I think it is. Pretty sure that's what it is. Oh, you know, I'm not even thinking here. Hold on a second. Why didn't I just... That was strange and goofy. Okay. I'm losing my mind. We had Bakersfield stuff on it. I don't know why I let it go there. Magadan goes. Kern does. Hills Brothers doesn't. So Hills Brothers is a you start learning the different what the different tags mean. Hills Brothers is something you will find that's part of the Cadiz local, which we actually have one ready to sort again in the old yard, which is just east of here. So I'm going to shove this one down now. Kern, Magadan, that's all stuff going to Bakersfield. There, I'll let it go. Hopefully it doesn't slam in too hard. Stop. Alright. Yeah, sometimes they slam in really hard. So I'm saying you can go over a bit if you want. It's his call. He's started the hump. Again, the time is to make sure that you don't run too much. But since he's started the hump, it's probably better that he finishes it. He doesn't necessarily have to, but the only problem is we got the tunnel. Roger, let's see where we're at. Okay. Fair enough. So now I'm going to get the rest of the cars. Oh wow, 9:59. Dang it. I'm going to need some more snack here. I might have to cook some toast while we're doing this here. So we're almost on an hour now for a video. Again, try to keep it entertaining for you. So he prefers to go all the way, and I tend to agree. So what I'm asking for there is I'm just wanting to get an idea of how far. There's already cars going in. You can hear them clicking beside us. Yeah, roger that. Yeah, so what I'm asking for is car counts. So about every 20. What that does is it allows me to make a last move, because I may not get back bar done sorted tonight. Did I already get into them? No, I didn't think I did. Oh, I am. I didn't think I was into those cars. Alright. Okay, so we got some boron cars here, so I'm just going to shove this down a little bit. Give myself some room. I don't know how much cars here. I'm going to take a quick look at what we got. We got some boron. Let me see how many cars we got. 6 cars of boron. Oh, there's some more there. So 7, 8. Barstow, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Kern goes 14, 15, 16, 17. West Colton stays here. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Bar stays here. 23, 24. Boron stays here. 5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Wow. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Well, it's a good thing I'm shoving it down there because it's going to need to go down there. Ooh, that might be a little too far. Let's see. Well, I'm going to shove it to the end anyways. I don't care. So I'm going to use all of it. Ideally, that's the end you want to run local yard from, is the tunnel side. Because then you go down that little hill. Not the hill that goes into the tunnel, but there's a little bit of a hump right here, just like the hump. And then it goes down. So it acts like a natural gravity hump. It's really cool. I don't think we're going to be too much over the time anyways. Hopefully it stops in time. Good enough. So this is the problem with this end of the yard here. Let me apply that so it stops with all the slack. I don't know how we're doing for length on the other end. I know we're past the switch there. I think we're okay. But I'm going to go back to my original position to control 1 over here. And I'm going to move over that way. Whoops, I'm going too fast. I've saved the slot now. So what I'm doing is I'm getting a conductor's view from over here just to see how things are. But I also have to go back to the engineer's view here. Make sure we're okay there. We're not going to get any other job but get this done tonight. There, I'm slowing down too much now. That should be good. And what I'm doing is asking the times for him is to kind of get it so that we both stop at the same time. 50 cars to go. Roger. And I will stop when he's stopping, but once I get an idea how far he's got, then I know how many moves I got. Back bar is already scheduled, or is it? No, it's not scheduled till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But then that might go into another yardmaster instruction for tomorrow. Normally we run it on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Sundays, Mike and I. That doesn't necessarily have to be that way. It could be run every day for 30 odd minutes, 36 minutes on average. There's no problem there. We tend to, with his schedule, it seems like every other day works. Actually, certain days of the week work good for him. He's got things on certain days, just like I do. My weekends are often busy. Sundays are good, but I'm going to be away for this weekend, as I said earlier. So I'm going back to take a look. Oh, I'm still coming up to that switch, so that's good. Plenty of room. So it's a nice little busy place. And I do enjoy actually running the hump. I haven't ran a hump in a long time. It's a very relaxing job compared to this. So what I'm doing right now, you saw me go through the string. What I'm trying to do is determine what cars basically should be weeded out. So we got SJVR, which is Bakersfield. SJVR is in Bakersfield. We're coming up to the end now. So one more check there. We got plenty of room, so we're not going to run out of room at that end. So I'm going to put 2 of us on the ground here. I'm going to put shift 1 here. And I'm going to say I'm going to have a pin puller come up this way here. So the pin puller will walk along the train at various locations and set things up. But he's not going to ride it. He's just going to set things up here. Sound like a plan? 40 more to go, so pressure's on. And I don't have much room either. Actually, to be honest, I shouldn't have pulled the pin. Shouldn't have pulled the pin because I haven't been able to shove it far. The only place I will be able to shove it is down here. So I'm going to slow it down quite a bit. And I have to go into the track. I can't just let it kick from the other side, unfortunately. But I'm going to probably have to shove this whole string down a bit. Connect below 4 miles an hour after. There we go. There's the boron kick right there. So it's going to connect before we even get to it. It's nice and easy. Once it connects, I'm going to hit the release the whole parking brake thing. Is it shoving that? I don't think it is, but it got real slow real quick. Oh, it just did now. Okay. So I don't know if I still have a coupler, but what I do know is it's connected. So I'll open the coupler again. Honestly, at this point, because it's not going to go far, I don't know why shoving it's going to make much of a difference. But I'll throw it down there for a bit. See, he's got 30 cars to go. It'll just help me sort it a lot quicker. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. Actually, I'm going to let it go for there. And if he finishes tonight and I don't get done, it's not the end of the world either. So there he goes. So there's the Lone Pine and the 770. It's not going to go that far. So now we know what room we got. Oops, I'm going too fast again. So the track right in front of us there, with the cars sitting, that's all filled up. So I got 2 boron cars, and then I got a bunch to shove down there, hopefully, if there's room. It looks like there's lots of room now. Alright. I won't worry about the whole pin thing that I was planning. I'll just walk down there. Unless it's a long ways away, then I'll deal with that. Get ourselves up to notch 4. Open the coupler. So we're almost done. Long video, 1 hour and 17 minutes so far. Most of these videos won't be this long. So I don't want to bore you guys. And let me know. Give me feedback. If I can do something shorter or pause in between, then I'll try to do that. Kick that one a little ways. Hopefully it rolls a little while. Yeah, he's got 20 to go, so that... See, it's not rolling very far at all. The other danger is if the coupler stops along the curve, which that one might have a hard time connecting it. Okay, this time I'm going to go control 2. Bring us back over here. So that's UP North. There's a Barstow right there. So Barstow, Hills Brothers, that can be sorted later on. And then I'll go back to control 1. Make sure I'm coming down here. So I might be able to kick this far enough at least to get that one sorted. Ideally, when you're going down a hill, you want to stop the car from its momentum, then flick the switch and keep going. There's the Barstow right there, so we're at 10 miles an hour. We should be good now. I'll let that go. If it's going to stop, there it goes. That worked out good. As long as it doesn't cover the switch is what the danger is there, huh? It's pretty damn close. I have to get up on this side just to make sure. This time I'll shove it again. Yeah, I didn't make it far, huh? Well, that's the problem with shoving uphill. You can't go faster than the speed of the switch. By right, you're not supposed to couple below 4 miles an hour, although I kind of cheat with that sometimes. Because I really don't know the speed. Plus, I can't have somebody variable playing around with the handbrake. I mean, I can play with the handbrake on my own, but I can't really... I wish it had a setting so that you could just, like, give it a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's get on this side of it. There we go. Okay. So he's only got 10 to go, so I'm probably only going to have time to do a couple more moves here. So I'll go back to my position there. I'll pretend the other guy came down a little bit to help out. Hills Brothers, and there's a Kern here. Lone Kern. I'll get this up to 10 miles an hour to make a go of it. Then I gotta split that one and then get the Barstow and Tetris together. Okay, let that go. So once the last car is shot over the hump, he only has a matter of, I would say, minutes. His job's pretty straightforward. He just has to make sure nothing's overflowing. And the final thing that he has to be sure of as a hump operator is he wants to make sure that he doesn't relinquish the train too soon. He's got to stay below usually 2 miles an hour, but I think he gets away with a faster speed. I forget what it is, 2.5, but you can ask him on that one. I've always said 2, but I think he goes a little faster than that. And he gets away with it okay, but I thought 2 was the guideline, so I've always gone by that. But as long as it works, don't matter to me. Can I kick into that? I might be able to. Yeah, I might be able to do one more kick. Because I only got one car there to get over. If I can gather enough momentum quick enough. So he should be done any minute now. That's going to be probably a pretty fast coupling. We don't got too much further to go ourselves. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Okay. I think this is going to be my last couple. Okay, so he's got the last car rolling. He's going back to park his engines, and I'm going to make the last couple. and then we're all set. So I'm coordinating with him the final time. 1 hour 25 minutes will be in about 1 minute. So we're good. $10 overtime. Roger that. I'll show you what that looks. It's no big deal. What that does is it helps him get the hump done. So it clears the track, especially when we have the tunnel blocked, because then an arriving train can't get in on both sides if the hump's blocked. We were doing it for a while where we would just stop the hump, and I mean you can do it, but really you shouldn't. Some people complained about it, and you know they had concern. That's what happens when you're trying to put time in a bottle. Okay, I'm just going to couple up to this guy and then I am done. Less than 4 miles an hour here. I'll let go of the the brake for a second and see where I'm at. I got a little ways to go down there. Just want to make sure I am... Really, I'm fine there. Nobody has to get into anywhere else. Actually, no. There is somebody else that has to get going, potentially. And like I said, in reality, he's just blocking his way, and he'd have to wait for it. But there is a train to build for Cadiz that can be done by the Cadiz crew. So what I'm going to do is... I'm pulling clear of the old yard crossover. Once I'm clear of that, that allows the Cadiz engines access, which is overdue right now, but we really haven't got to instructions for that yet, so just bringing that to a stop now, slowly, and that's what local yard looks like for now. Pretty good shape. Got like 2 strings here, 2 strings on the other side. They connect them later, no big deal. So we're all stopped. I'll relinquish there. All the cars have stopped rolling by the looks of it. Well, he's still got some rolling. He can relinquish after that point. That's okay. There's that, like I said, the tunnel's blocked up and he's back at the thing. Relinquished. Going to post message. Okay, so I'm relinquished. Now what, from there, what you want to do, see he's already at -10, he's already done his entry. To get that, I'll show you what happens here. You go back into your registry if you still have the tab open. Just go into edit response. And from there you want to go with complete. And we went 10 minutes over, so 1 hour 25 minutes. We were scheduled to do 1 hour and 15 minutes, but this is real time, so it basically takes 10 minutes out of tomorrow's time. So when I submit that, you will see this thing starting to load up. It just calculates. Well, it did it already, so. And then from there, we will figure out the rest of this stuff. Normally, I don't know if he's going to go into it tonight. I'm not. I don't think, because I got to process the other stuff. But that's about it. And then let me just see. Okay, so what I'll do here while I still have them on, just in case we have anything else to communicate about, I'm going back up to the Wikia. For these trains under work power is listed, was that just the power that need to be added? So now leaving a yard there. Run. I'll talk to him in a little bit here. I'm just going to get to the reply for this. Wait a minute. Barstow matrix updated following last night's. Okay, so we're under. Oh, that's the 27th still. We're already into the 28th. I'm not too sure where that came in. Let me go into this here first. Roger that. Here we go. Recording is going on. Okay, so I'll update this first, and then I'll end the video at that with about 1 hour and 30 minutes plus. Just make sure there's no other message. So we filled up 114 pretty good, and yeah, let me just see. The yard master is awesome. I was saying that it might be, if you guys saw my other video, you were probably thinking, I was thinking that might overfill. I knew it was going to be close, but I did it in the order so that just in case it did, it wasn't going to matter. Yardmaster is awesome. And if I screw up, then I don't take responsibility for it. No. Roger that. We are going, so the recording is on. Okay, so Barstow hump and bull in great shape. Haven't quite got to finishing the back bar build. I also haven't got to instructions on Cadiz as of yet. The train has been tagged, but I haven't posted those instructions to follow. Lots of other trains ready to depart. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so that's about it for this video. Looks like why is he stuck? Did I stick it? Oh, wait a minute. Ah, shoot. Dang. Now, yeah, I'm glad he brought this up. Now, what I did do on one end, because we couldn't get a crew to get that train out of there, I cleared this section here, and I was saying before, what will happen is, had I been blocking that, then it's just a matter of real time, and we didn't have a Cadiz crew ready, so he couldn't get to the old yard. But what I did was I took a little bit of extra time, about an extra minute or two, which is not a big deal. However, to clear all the way down here would have meant, it would have been a pain. So this train, because it was in here, actually prevented me from working the more efficient end. And now if that crew shows up, despite the fact that it's released, he isn't going to get out. I'm sure someone was about to jump on that one. I was just commenting in the video how I toot my own horn but shut up when I screw up. Oh well, nothing else I could have done in that time. Which ideally you want to keep it released, but honestly I should have brought this train over to the old yard as a switching crew to get it out of the way. So in reality, a crew has shown up, but we're in the process of switching the old yard because back bar is due at 1400. And when you look at just a big picture here, we are currently at 145. So probably about by 10:30 tomorrow morning, back bar would have been due to go out. We're already 1 hour and 45 minutes overdue for the Cadiz local, which does not have yardmaster instructions. So most things are going pretty smooth here. We just haven't got to some of the instructions. I don't think I'll get to them maybe tomorrow if Mike doesn't get to them first. But I'm going to end this video as it's probably too long for you guys. But this was a good idea. But basically, like I said, what happens here is in real time, a crew would be ready to leave, or AI, and either AI would have already taken that train or the crew was delayed, and then all of a sudden the local had to work because he had no choice. Can only do so much, that's why we time it. Perfect. See, he understands it. You can only do so much, that's why we time it, to keep it real. Absolutely. My point exactly. Okay, with that said, I'm going to end this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have questions, comments, please, let me know in the comments section. Despite my quote-unquote attitude sometimes, and I got a little bit of an attitude last video, and that's for damn sure. We have a lot of fun in it, and like I said, Mike and I are having fun. I have fun with a lot of guys. So I'm always approachable, but the thing is, you got to approach me. Don't just assume that I'm at your service 24/7, because I got better things to do, and I like to have fun like I did here tonight. So Mike's running the server really great. Tom's doing a great job. I got a great admin team. I got some great users who have been with me for years. There's others that haven't been around who's unfortunately been busy with real life issues, who I certainly miss on here. But we just keep on rolling with what we got. We keep doing what we got to do, and take it one step at a time. But I'm going to stop this video, and I'm going to get off his server and process this tonight before I go to bed. But like I said, real life, I process this. I'm not going to edit it. And hopefully some of the other videos will be a little bit smaller and a little bit more edited, or at least paused in between. And I won't ramble on so much. But hopefully this gave you a good idea of how the system works. This is the center of the system in California. The epicenter, if you will. And hope you enjoyed tagging along with me. Again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it, post it, do whatever you want with it. Criticize, if you will. Constructive criticism is always welcome. Ideas, you can post on the forum. If you got my email, send me an email, and we'll talk to you next time. Have a good one.